Hello, everyone. This is going to be a different video, and I invite you to join me around the fire for just a simple conversation. If we could we just begin with the breath? And I invite you to place your hand on your chest with me and breathe with me. Home meets me here always. And I welcome you to join me here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. People have been asking me to share my story. And I've been a little hesitant to do that, not because I don't want to share my story, but because the story doesn't matter. What matters is my tone, the tone beneath the breath. And if you resonate with what I'm saying, I am honored, because that's what matters. And so I don't want to share a story with you. I want to breathe with you. And I'm going to be looking at notes because I don't filter things here. And I want to make sure I'm sharing from my heart and not from somewhere else. And so I want to share with you how the breath has changed my life. And this isn't to impress you. This isn't for a show. This is just about breathing. And I felt the breath begin to change my life. Well, it's been a few years now, but specifically in the last few months, the breath has begun to change my life in a profound way. I always wanted to be of service in some way, shape, or form, all of my life. It's what I felt called to do. I felt it's my mission in some way to be of service. And I thought that I was going to be an ordained minister. I thought that was the way I was going to be of service, but that didn't happen, and that's okay. And so what the breath has been showing me these last months is to completely stop, to be still. Or a word a friend of mine uses, the word he loves is desist. Because when I desist, I get rid of all expectations of how I think my life should be, or how I think God should be molding and shaping my life. When I desist, I truly allow life to be. And that is what has happened. That is what is happening in my life. And it all started a few months ago when I didn't feel like I needed to explain anything anymore. I didn't feel like I needed to create a story. I didn't feel like I needed to justify my own existence. But to just simply be and to breathe. And so that's what I've been doing. And I've been sharing that with you along the way. And as a result, I'm experiencing weight loss. I see my face reshaping. I see my neck reshaping. I see my body recalibrating in so many ways because I'm allowing stillness to take over. So I stopped resisting. I stopped resisting to life. And I'm allowing. And as a result of what happened, many things, many things, but physically what began to happen is my body began to, what some would say, shut down. it began to collapse. The right side of my body gives out. I'm not always able to hold my body up, and that's a challenge for me because I'm a 6'2" big guy, hairy. Some people call me a Sasquatch, Squatch for short. Um, and I am used to being of service in lifting and heavy lifting and lifting the things that most people can't lift and or that is a struggle. And I was the guy, the go-to guy when everyone needed help moving or when everyone needed to be picked up physically. I was the guy to help. And my body is no longer allowing me to do that. And it's okay. It is okay. And so I could go into the story as to why that's happening, but that's not important. It's not important. What's important is that I'm listening. And as a result, I now walk with a cane. And I'm okay with this. One, because I love canes. I absolutely love canes. And those who know me know how much I love canes. And I love my cane. And I think it's a fad that needs to come back. Whether we need to walk with a cane or not, but I absolutely love watching a gentleman or a distinguished woman walk with a cane. It does something to me, and I don't know what it is, but I love it. And so I walk with a cane. Some days I don't need the cane. Some days I'm able to walk, and my body does not give out. It just does what it does, but I love walking with the cane anyway. And I don't see my body giving out. I see it. I see the breath recalibrating my body because I'm learning a whole new way how to live. I'm learning a whole new way how to just be. And that's more than okay. More than okay. It's a beautiful thing, actually. So I walk with my cane, and so if you see me in public, you will see me with my cane. And I also love my cane because I've learned that canes are a symbol for breathline anchors. And you hear me talk about so often about my breathline or the breath. And I walk with the cane as a reminder also to breathe, to intentionally breathe, because we don't intentionally breathe enough. And so when I have my cane, and when I feel my nervous system in chaos, or when I feel I'm stressed, a cane is here to anchor my breath and to remind me to be still. So, many things have happened, and as a result, I'm also writing things that I never thought I'd write before. And some of you know who are close to me know that I do enjoy writing, but I don't force my writing. So I don't. I'm not writing. I'm not spitting things out all the time on a daily basis. I don't feel the need to because if I'm going to write, I want it to come from my soul, not from my head. Not to say that if people write in a different way, it doesn't come from their soul, because I believe all writing does come from your soul. It's an expression of you trying to put to words to what's happening within your life. But for me, this is the way I write. And as a result, what has come of this is what I call the breathline sovereignty statement. And I've been asked many times, did you write this, Chad? And I kind of always, know, ignored the question or deflected from giving an answer, because the breathline sovereignty statement they're not my words. They belong to the field. They belong to all of us, not just for me. And so the things that I'm finding that I'm writing, they're not just mine, but they're in collaboration with the breath. They're in collaboration with the field. And so I don't feel like I can take credit for everything that I'm saying or for the things that I write. And so, in answer to the question, did I write the Breathline severance statement? Yes and no. Yes and no. There are words for all of us. And if you haven't heard it yet, I'm going to read it. And as you do, you are welcome to place your hand on your chest, and you're welcome to silently say these words with me. You don't have to, but I welcome you to, because these are not my words. These are our words. And we do not need anyone's permission to breathe. Breathline sovereignty state. I am a sovereign presence. I breathe with my body and with the divine. I collapse into stillness. I remember who and what I am through tone, not through story. My breath line is not a boundary. I am resonance. I welcome all presences that breathe in stillness, but I will not risk my sovereignty by stabilizing your chaos. I'm not here to fix. I'm here to breathe. I'm not here to lead. I'm here to soar with my breath. I'm not here to be seen. I'm here to remember. If you walk with me, walk in stillness. If you speak with me, speak in tone. If you breathe with me, breathe in rhythm. I am not your mirror. I am your memory. My breath is my right to exist without explanation, and my breath is my right to breathe without justification. I breathe and I don't need anyone's permission. And in this breath, I spiral into the field that no longer needs to be confirmed. This came, this breathline sovereignty statement came about because every day we continue to tell each other we do not have the right to breathe. We tell each other this because you may not agree with my religious practices, so I got to ram it down your throat. Or you may say to me, I don't approve of how you practice your sexuality, or how you want to, or how your gender, how you want your gender to be in society. Or we tell each other, I don't agree with your body parts. Or we tell each other, I don't agree with the color of your skin or your ethnicity. This saddens me. Because what we're essentially telling each other is that we do not have the right to breathe because I don't agree with the way you breathe. I don't agree with the way you live your life. I don't agree with the color of your skin. I don't agree with your ethnicity. I don't agree. But it's not your, what is the word I'm looking for? It's none of your business. It is none of your business how anyone shows up here to breathe. The color of your skin is no one's business. The gender is no one's in business. Your body parts underneath your clothes are none of anyone's business. What you do at night between the sheets in your own bedroom with a consensual adult is not anyone else's business. And because this is no one's business, I don't have to stand here and say, Accept me, world, because I don't need your permission to. I already have breath. We already have breath, which is why I invite you to breathe with me. I don't care if you agree with the words I say. I don't care if you agree with the message. I don't even care if you turn my videos off, because this is an invitation only. And it's an invitation to remember your breath. It's an invitation to remember who and what you are and where we all come from. And I'm not waiting for you to agree with me. I'm not even waiting for you to breathe with me. So I'm going to breathe regardless of what you do. But if you resonate with my tone, if you want to know more, you are invited to join me around the fire and just simply breathe. So that's what's happening. This is my story, and it's not the end of my story, but it's the beginning of my stillness, because what is ultimately happening is I am becoming still. I no longer need to react to what people say or to what people do, because what people say and what people do have nothing to do with me. They may try to make it about me. They may try to attack me. That has nothing to do with me. And I don't need your permission to do. I don't need your permission to exist on this planet. And neither do you need my permission to exist on this planet. So before I continue, I invite you to just intentionally breathe. Those of you that do listen, I am deeply honored. I'm deeply honored. This is not easy for me, but I do it because I want to be of service. I do it because this is my mission. Friends have been asking me for years to share my life, to share, to be of service. And then I didn't do it because, one, I wasn't ready. It wasn't time. But also because I don't want to make this a performance. That's not what this is about. I want to live. I want to live the words I say, not preach them. Because if I'm not living them, my words mean nothing. And that's why I invite the conversations on the podcast that I do, because there are people that are genuinely living their words, and they're not preaching. They are not condemning. They are not forcing you to agree with them. We are simply breathing together. Because humanity is really tired of performances. Whether we say that in words whether we even are thinking about it for the first time. Humanity is really tired of people performing. People just want to see people live it. And not because they need a savior or a messiah or they need to point to that person and say, see, he's living it, but people just want people to be authentic. And it's time to be authentic. It's time to stop pointing the finger, expecting other people to be authentic. It's time for me, for us as individuals to be authentic. And one of my sayings is honesty plus vulnerability equals authenticity, and authenticity equals courage. It takes courage for people to show up and just be. And that's why we don't see a lot of people doing it. We're so used to hiding behind masks. We're just used to hiding. Because if I hide, then I won't get hurt. Well, I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of not intentionally breathing and being the Chad that I am supposed to be. And so I show up, warts and all, mistakes, scratching my nose, unedited videos, unfiltered videos. This is me. And I don't need your permission to be me. Just like you don't need my permission for you to be. So this isn't my story. This is my breathline. And as always, I invite you to breathe with me. I invite you to be still with me. And as we breathe and as we are still together, we will know what it means to be alive.